For a couple of years now, I said I would make one of these videos, and on June 14th, I got to see Two Door Cinema Club, so I figured why not film myself getting ready. So here is my everyday makeup / concert get ready with me. When I do my makeup, there are 3 basic stages. Step 1 is prep. I always start with washing my hands and face, and I put my hair up to avoid getting any makeup in it. Next, I tone my face using a cotton round to keep my skin from getting too oily as the day goes on. I put tea tree oil on my zits, and I find that it dries them up quickly and helps my skin stay clear. I have combination skin, and I found that using a super hydrating face lotion can not only make my face baby soft, but prevent any super oily or super dry spots. Now, if there's one thing that I absolutely cannot stand, it's dry lips. So I always put Vaseline on in early stages. Step 2 is all about priming. Here I'm using a face primer in my T-zone, and really anywhere that I have larger or more noticeable pores. Then using my ring fingers, I pat my eyeshadow primer on all over my lid to prevent creasing and me sweating off my eyeliner. The final step is paint. I dot my BB cream all over my face to ensure equal coverage, and using a damp beauty blender, I think this one's from TJ Maxx, I beat my face. Because I'm going to be sweating the night away at a concert, I didn't want to wear a full foundation, and I don't want to use a concealer and clog up my pores any more than they have to be. So I'm just adding an extra layer in the spots that I would normally conceal or brighten and going back in with the beauty blender. What I do next can only be described as half-ass baking. Now, using the 2 darkest shades from this bronzer quad, I'm just using a large angled brush that I got from my Ipsy bag and carving away. You can kind of tell my forehead is slightly more tan, so I'm really just trying to even it out. Next, I put all over my lid the dusty rose color called Intellect. And then, using an eyeshadow blending brush, I go back to the bronzer and use it as a blended crease color, then take a smaller brush and line my bottom lid. Now it's time to dust off the powder I was baking. Next, I pick up some of the burnt orange Perception and pack it onto the outer V of my eyes, in the middle of the bottom lid for a pop of color. I'm sticking with more pinks and oranges because I'm having a lot of fun with my hair color right now. I'm taking a giant fluffy brush and dusting a little bit of blush into the apples of my cheeks to tone down the bronzer and blend it out a little bit more. I use this highlighter for my brow bones and inner corners, and again later for my cheekbones. I'm not even going to try to explain how I do my eyeliner, as everyone's eye shapes are different, and doing the way I do it on your eye will probably end up completely different. Taking a powder brow pencil, I draw a thin line from the inner bottom corner of about 1/3 into the brow. Then using a spoolie, I blend it out to make the line less harsh. Following the shape of my brow, I take my pomade and an angled brush, and I start about 1/3 in and shape the brow from the bottom first and then the top and fill in. I only put pomade in the last 2/3 so they aren't extremely drawn on. And you don't want to extend your eyebrow too much, so make sure that it goes from the end of your eye out. If that makes any sense. And I actually ran out of eyebrow gel last week, and since then I've been using a mascara. I have very naturally dark and thick hair, so it doesn't look too crazy and it actually controls them a lot more. I apply mascara primer to all of my lashes and add a thin layer of powder on my top lashes to make them longer and fuller, and then I curl. I'm just applying a couple coats of black mascara to both my top and bottom lashes, and use a spoolie to comb through them every once in a while when they clump up too much. Then I apply 4 small dots of highlighter to each cheekbone and a dot on my cupid's bow and the tip of my nose. The clip cuts out here, but I blend with my fingers, and using a fan brush, I also use the highlighter powder from earlier. Because it was a concert night and I just ran out of setting spray, desperate measures were necessary. I totally just used hairspray on my face. I add another layer of Vaseline, and now it's time for lips. I start by putting Soft Spoken all over my lips and using Sandstorm to kind of ombre them, by putting a little dot in the middle and blending it out. And that's my everyday makeup look. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and please leave comments, and don't forget to subscribe! And of course, who would I be if I didn't take a billion selfies?